This Duke ordinance is basically the one we had talked to before about saving money with Duke by entering into some type of a new contract, right, Kevin?
It basically gives a single rate for all the different meters that the village has. There's like probably 9 or 10 under the old contract. Each one had a different rate.
Okay. This will save us about $3,000, I think. Okay. Amelia Village, Ohio ordinance number 2012-05, an ordinance approving the retail power sales agreement with Duke Energy Retail Sales for fixed price electric service and declaring an emergency. This time I would like to waive the 3 readings on 3 separate dates.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Kevin.
Mr. Dickerson?
Yay.
Ms. Gerber?
Yay.
Mr. Bullock?
Yay.
Mr. Campbell?
Yay.
Mr. Packer?
Yay.
Ms. Elliott?
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
At this time, I look for a motion from council for ordinance number 2012-05.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? First, there's a second. Roll call vote, Kevin. This is a motion to adopt.
Mr. Dickerson?
Yay.
Ms. Gerber?
Yay.
Mr. Bullock?
Yay.
Mr. Campbell?
Yay.
Mr. Thacker?
Yay.
Ms. Elliott?
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
Ordinance number 2012-05. At this time, I need a motion to adopt for the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? First and second. Roll call vote, Kevin.
Mr. Dickerson?
Yay.
Ms. Gerber?
Yay.
Mr. Bullock?
Yay.
Mr. Campbell?
Yay.
Mr. Thacker?
Yay.
Ms. Elliott?
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
All right, Julie, I'm going to ask you to kind of go over this one with them. This is ordinance 02012-04, retaining Thomas Graham Associate Engineering. And this has to do with the widening of 125. It's all
This ordinance is to retain Thomas Graham and Associates, who is an engineering firm, to do the professional engineering services and the construction drawings for the portion of Main Street improvements that we're designating as Phase 2, which is approximately, just say, a portion of the Nuri property going east to just east of Woodlands Drive. They're the design, construction drawings, and the roadway design, and let's see, drainage design, utilities, traffic control plan, the right-of-way sheets, and kind of outlines in the attached proposal what all was included in that.
Is that Exhibit A?
That is Exhibit A. It should be marked as such as part of the ordinance. The mayor and I had been talking to Thomas Graham and Associates about this because they had already done all the design work for what is commonly referred to as Phase 1, which is closer to Lori Lane and the intersection improvements that will be done at Lori Lane. So they were familiar with the area and had already done a lot of the groundwork on that portion of it. As you can see, the estimated fee is $29,930. Those are funds that can be taken from the existing Tall Trees Woodlands account because they are directly to benefit those intersection improvements, and that's what those funds were set aside for by Dries when that account was established. Can answer any questions if anybody has any.
Is there any contingency clause? Whereas the project doesn't happen? and we decide not to widen the road?
Not if you enter into agreement with the engineering firm. It's kind of a contractual agreement that they will perform the services and you will pay them for the performance of those services.
Is there any way to go back and get an agreement to that effect?
We could ask. I think, as someone who provides services, it's unlikely that they would modify their proposal to us. It sounds like, he's still going to have done the work.
We've got our chicken and egg syndrome.
Right. That, if he does professional work for the village, he's going to want to be paid for that work. And, I know that the village is interested in moving forward, I think, in good faith, and he's moving forward in good faith, too. In fact, I think he may, been looking at this already without approval of our contract, so he's
Right.
taking a risk for himself.
Sure.
When are they supposed to start?
They can start as soon as they get a signed contract from the
Well,
village.
could we just hold them sort of in abeyance for a period of time before they start? I realize once they start, they're going to get paid for it.
Right.
But can we control when they start based on things that are sort of like in the air? I've got to, if the whole deal blows up, we don't need anybody.
Right.
As far as I know, the whole program, the whole plan is moving forward. They're waiting on us to proceed.
Which item are they waiting on us for? I mean, is it this, or is it the contract agreement with Kroger's that you mentioned? You said that they're waiting for a contract from us.
From us to do.
To the
To do the
engineering?
phase two, right,
or-
because they've already done all the engineering for what we'll call phase one, which is the Lori Lane intersection. So they've already done all that, and I believe either the developer or Kroger's, probably the developer or Kroger's has paid for that.
Now, do we have anything from them, from the developer? Any kind of contract with them that it's going to happen?
No, we don't have anything from the developer.
And this is only holding up phase two in this contract.
Correct.
So this is kind of something we can address at a later date, or do you think it needs to be done now on this portion?
My recommendation was that it be done sooner rather than later. There's a very short construction period that they've been talking about wanting to complete the commercial project, and you guys want your roadway improvements to be done in time for that opening as well. I understand that it's a risk that you're taking, but I believe at this point in time, all the parties are moving forward in good faith to make this a reality. And unfortunately, yeah, you've kind of got to, this person, once the engineer is willing to provide those services. So,
Right.
it's,
And he's already done work.
he's already done work
Right.
on other portions of it, and he's ready to move forward with this, so.
And this money here will not come out of the general fund. This comes from
Tall
Tall
Trees
Trees,
account.
the $100,000.
There's
And I know I have a meeting Thursday with Clermont County to look at the TID. So they're wanting to join this whole program to help us, to engineer it, to run it for us, because they know we don't have the expertise in the village to do it. So that's pretty huge from Clermont County to offer that
The
service to
TID is
us.
a transportation improvement district that Clermont County has, and the mayor and I will be meeting with them later in the week to talk about how having them help us with this project, so.
That's what I had.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
You said that the 29,000 whatever was an estimate.
Well, that's
how
what-
solid of an estimate is that?
That's what the fees will be, because that's
Okay,
what you guys will be.
Yeah, that's a
That's a
solid
solid.
price.
It's
Okay.
a solid, sorry, that's, yeah.
Cool, gotcha.
And by having him, since he's already started the project at one end, and I talked with our engineer, Pat, he agreed it was gonna be much cheaper to not reinvent the wheel and let him continue on with the progress.
Yeah.
So that would save us money right there.
It just makes me nervous when we're talking around that kind of money, you say it's an estimate.
No,
That's not an estimate.
and your ordinance is specifically approving this amount.
We need to suspend the rule
We'll have to do that.
or first comes first and second.
If there's any other questions before I read this. I'll go ahead and read this. Ordinance number 2012-04, an ordinance retaining Thomas Graham Associates, Inc. for engineering service, providing for payment and fees, and declaring an emergency. At this time, I'd like to waive the 3 readings on 3 separate dates.
I make the motion we waive the 3 readings.
Second.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mr. Dickerson?
Yay.
Ms. Gerber?
Yay.
Mr. Pollock?
Yay.
Mr. Campbell?
Yay.
Ms. Thacker? Mr. Thacker?
Wow.
Sorry, Chuck, I got ahead of
You guys are a
myself.
long way away.
Mr. Thacker, if you please.
Yay.
Ms. Elliott?
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
Ordinance number 2012-04, an ordinance retaining Thomas Graham Associates, Inc. for engineering service providing for payment of fees. And at this time, I need a motion from council to adopt, and I know I didn't have to read all that.
I'll make the motion we adopt.
Motion made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Get the ground running.
Mr. Dickerson? Yay. Ms. Gerber?
Yay.
Mr. Pollock?
Yay.
Mr. Campbell?
Yay.
Mr. Thacker?
Yay.
Ms. Elliott?
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
Mid Village, Ohio, ordinance number 2012-04. At this time, I need a motion for the adoption of the emergency clause.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mr. Dickerson?
Yay.
Ms. Gerber?
Yay.
Mr. Pollock?
Yay.
Mr. Campbell?
Yay.
Mr. Thacker?
Yay.
Ms. Elliott?
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
All right, thank you. That's all the legislation we have. We're going to, the health insurance, we're going to read at another later date, not too late, but the council would like to go over some more information on that. So if you want to move to your discussion on public records training.
I'm not doing it right here, right now.
That's good out loud.
Ohio Public Records Law requires all elected officials to receive public records training or appoint a designee to obtain the training for you. I would recommend that you guys go ahead and go to the training yourself if you are able. It just makes you more aware of what a public record is and what kind of records the village retains and things like that. So I wanted to let you know, and this is a long way off, but go ahead and mark your calendars. The Ohio Attorney General's office does provide training throughout the state. They will have a training session in Milford, which is the closest one I could find for you guys, and that will be on Tuesday, October 9th. So it is a ways off, but it's from 1 o'clock. It starts at 1 o'clock, and it goes till 4:15. And I have also kind of looked at your public records policy, and I will probably be coming forward with some changes to that for you guys to consider. So probably not real soon, but in the next month or two. Just some minor tweaking of it. So, does anybody have any questions?
That training, they didn't have anything on the weekends or at night or?
I didn't see it. I wasn't looking. I was just looking for close to here. If you want to go to the Ohio Attorney General's website, they have under their training sessions for public records. You could search that for to see that. And I just want to remind you guys, if a public records request comes in, we need to respond to those in a timely fashion. So if you're asked for any documents that might be in your possession, to go ahead and respond as quickly as you can so that we can get those out in a timely fashion.
Council input. Do we have any council?
We're gonna do root, oh, sorry.
The best you can.
My bad. Not that I'm bored. Are we gonna do public input again?
We can do that. We can do public input one more time.
Are we still in council input?
Yes, we're still on council.
Just wanted to
You
make
got-
sure we didn't switch on. Yeah. I just want to talk about the TIF and when we're going to be discussing that further.
I would suggest probably tonight would be a good time to talk over the TIF. If I don't have the answer, maybe Julia can help you with the TIF. Is everybody familiar that Pierce is TIFing the Kroger project on their portion? They're taking those funds, putting them aside to do road projects. I went to their meeting. They're doing a 10-year, 75% TIF on that project. I'm not sure what we would be looking at. Do you know, Julia, what we're looking to do?
I would recommend a 10-year of 75% so that you don't have to deal with the school district issues. Being in the financial condition that the school district's in, they're not going to be wanting to give up any more tax revenue than they have to, so it's unlikely that they would support a 30-year TIF or a 100% TIF, just because they're looking out for their tax revenues as well. So the 10-year 75% is a little quicker process because there's less notification and that kind of thing as well. So being that probably are kind of on a fast track to get this going, that would be my recommendation.
Well, so we're gonna go, say, 10 and 75, and we run up to the 10, is that a renewal, or we start all over
No,
again, or how do you?
It's done.
Then what? We gotta start another one, or
No.
then we're out, period,
You're done. You're done.
forever?
I don't know about forever. I'd have to check with the TIF attorney, but it's a for that project. I think that
In other words, the project has a time limit.
it has a time that you can get that benefit of the increase in taxes. After the 10 years, it's going to go back to the regular taxes so that the school district gets theirs, the library gets theirs, the county gets theirs.
So
Now-
the taxes just go back to the regular way.
Yeah, but now, what if, what is called to business, an X, what if X would make a major change or anything? Does that, can you go in and TIF that in itself? Or-
You mean add additional properties or?
Yeah.
Yes, you
I mean,
can.
it made, in other words, like you say, it was $1 million at one time, now they've done something, and now it's $2 million.
Well, if it's the same property, you can't, but you're still getting those increased in revenues. If they, let's say they put in $1 million improvement right now, and 3 years later they put in another $1 million, you're still getting that increased revenue.
Right, but I mean, if at the end of our 10 years.
Oh, at the end of the 10 years?
Yeah, and they come along and they do, like you said, they put in a $2 or $3 million whatever, then could we put a new TIF on that?
I will have to ask the TIF attorney about that, because that's a really specialized area of law, and it's not my expertise.
Yeah, okay.
So we can ask her about when an additional TIF could be put on that same property.
Okay,
So I know we had looked at, if you see where it's centrally located, if you look across at Lori Lane, you have two businesses there. I mean, it's conceivable, eventually those two could be gone, and you could get a restaurant move in, you could get a White Castle,
Oh,
McDonald's,
yeah.
or something on that.
no,
corner.
just don't say oh my
And
gosh.
if you do that, if you were to tip
didn't
that
mean that.
property then for the same project, you could do that, and that would be, basically Pierce did a TIF district. They also tipped the Marathon, and I'm not sure what else they tipped, but they tipped some other buildings around that.
And you would be able
So-
to add additional parcels either now or at a later date if, if you think it's better to wait because they're not really redeveloping now, you can do it a few years down the road.
Well, in listening to our guest earlier, I don't think that I see any advantage in doing a district. I don't see,
Right.
because of the fact that it may be 5 years before anything happens, so then you've lost 5 years of your TIF.
Right.
Waiting for something to happen. So I think that the way I would like to see it go is probably just for the project, that project.
Mhm.
And then work on the other ones as they happen, because you definitely don't want to lose 5 years of just waiting, like she said, so. I think that that would be the best route.
Well, the outlots, we could just let the outlots wait till they decide that they're gonna come online, and then we could tip the outlots separately.
Well, I think
Yeah.
what I was kind of reference to was, further down the road,
Maybe across the street.
Across the street.
Oh, you mean out of that particular area?
right now.
Okay.
Wait until some kind of development might take place and look at it then.
We don't know.
Yeah, so that was good information when she gave us the heads up that it could be 5 years and you've lost that because they
Right.
didn't do any development.
Makes sense to me.
Would you like me to contact Peck Schaefer to get a written proposal from them? There will be some fees for drafting the TIF documents and any necessary legislation.
Just to kind of give council a heads up, I checked into the prices of that. It usually runs about $1,500.
Yeah, when I talked to them
paperwork.
initially, it was
So-
about $1,500 to do the TIF. And then if we needed to do a development agreement on top of that, that was some additional costs, so.
Well, I make a motion, we go ahead and set it up.
Motion to have them draft legislation.
To get, to do the job, yeah.
We're talking 10 years at 75%, right?
Right.
10 and 75, yeah. Get it in the paper, get it going.
I'll second.
Okay.
First and second, any more discussion on that? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Before we vote, I want to make sure,
Yes.
the motion is to authorize Peck Schaefer to begin the paperwork to establish a TIF.
Yes.
10 years, 75%.
Right,
Yes.
that, at that particular spot.
Right.
Yes, that,
Mr. Dickerson.
Yay.
Ms. Gerber.
Yay.
Mr. Pollock.
okay.
Mr. Campbell.
Yeah.
Mr. Thacker.
Yay.
Ms. Elliott.
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
Can we clarify that that is at the intersection of Lori Lane and West Main Street on the south
Got to
side?
speak up.
Yeah, you can, we can hear you.
I think you need to specify the property location that you're.
That's what I told him, I
referring
said, you make sure you get the right
to.
spot.
The south side of Main Street at the
Across from Lori
intersection
Lane,
of Lori
yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Do we have addresses yet?
I
I
do
don't think there's any
have,
addresses on it yet.
We were working on
Or a parcel
th-
number or
there are
something like that.
addresses, there are new addresses assigned, but I do have parcel identification numbers, if that would be more.
That would be, from my experience, that would be better.
Okay.
Because
Let me-
addresses can cover multiple parcels.
Right, give me just a moment, let me pull it out of my bag.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Trouble with what?
With her going ahead and doing the property ID numbers?
Oh, it's on the south side of 125, opposite Amelia Branch Road in the woods. Put that down.
Close.
Put that down. Besides that, it's a swamp. I watched that track over. He was 10 feet tall, and one time he was only 6 feet tall. Wasn't there a bucket on the front, he'd still be buried.
Are we waiting for clarification on the motion or waiting for the vote?
She's still,
I'm still
Looking.
digging.
We already-
I thought we did the
We've been digging.
clarification.
we're just trying to
I
get
think we
the...
did.
We're clarified, you know, that is good enough, because once the initial legislation comes
Yeah, we're
forward,
just
we'll
trying
have the
to,
specifics.
Okay.
trying to get the location.
Well, it passed 6-0.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. I'll touch on this insurance a little bit. We're going to have to hold a special meeting because we have to have the insurance done by,
Or something.
actually, we need to get it done probably this week sometime. When's the latest we're looking at on the insurance to get that gone over?
It'd be nice to have it by Friday the 24th.
So we can make a special meeting Thursday?
I'm good with Thursday.
This is me.
Is that good with everybody? I know
Hello.
that kind of puts in your thing, Renee, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Oh,
I'll get with you on the insurance, so we can go over that. So I guess
7
ask,
p.m. Will you need me here?
shouldn't need you for the insurance.
All right.
So we need that in the form of a motion for a,
7 p.m.
yes,
For a
special meeting to discuss insurance. On Thursday, the 23rd, right?
Friday the 24th.
What is the 24th? That's
What did we say?
Don't look at Bond boy.
That's this color.
For the
23rd.
meeting, the 23rd.
24th or something.
That's when we need it by.
It's
I got
Flag Day in Mexico.
What's going on in Mexico?
Flag Day.
I understand.
So the meeting we're going for is February 23rd.
Yes,
I get a
correct.
point to stay out of there.
To discuss the insurance. 7 p.m. We have that in the form of a motion.
Okay, I'll make the motion. We have a special meeting on the 24th of
23rd.
March.
Second.
February.
Want to try again, Mr. Paula?
February. I'll do it.
I thought February was over.
We have a special meeting Thursday at
Well,
7 p.m. on the 23rd of
Temperature went to
February.
60. I thought February's gone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Second.
Thank God for that.
Second.
First and a second.
Is Ms. Gerber going to be there?
Will you be
Miss
able to-
Gerber's going to try to be there.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mr. Dickerson.
Yay.
Ms. Gerber.
Yeah.
Mr. Paula.
Yay.
Mr. Campbell.
Yay.
Mr. Thacker.
Yay.
Ms. Elliott.
Yay.
Passes 6-0.
Any other council input?
Come back to that one after we do public input.
Okay. Any public input?
Oh, we jumped out of the council already?
You got something else?
I'm having a meeting tomorrow, a dinner meeting tomorrow. That might be very important, but it's all I can say at this particular time. I just thought I'd throw it out there and let you think about it.
Anywhere in particular you're having this
Yeah.
dinner?
You mean where we're going to have the dinner meeting? I'm not going to tell you, you'll show up.
All right, thanks, Bob.
That's okay.
Any
Yes,
more
you got
council
me.
input, public input?
Council,
Yes.
I just wanted to thank the mayor. He married my daughter this weekend.
Well, that's very nice.
Well, he didn't marry her. Married her to somebody else. Whew, that'd have been a scandal. And I'd also tell her, she also got married on Sunday, and she also leaves this Sunday for the Army. So, just want to
We
wish her
wish her
some
well.
luck.
Wish her well.
In
Come
a
out,
busy
Buster.
2 weeks.
They'll probably do it more good than staying here.
The next regular scheduled council meeting will be Tuesday, March 13th at 7 p.m. At this time, a motion from council to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.